Hello, Olo again, nuggets of wisdom, another teachable moment. Let's get it. Welcome back. While please like, share, hit the notification bell for new content. Man, I came across this content creator on TikTok. Just want to share with you. I'm not going to waste your time, so let's just get into it.
These are the reasons why this type of guy struggles with love and romance. Let's get into it. They have extremely high standards, okay? They are looking for the unicorn. And they have a lot of options, so they're not about to settle. They are way too comfortable alone. He's a thinking man. He's strategic. He may be guilty of overthinking, which is why it's extremely hard for him to settle down. He prioritizes his goals over women. Often misunderstood. This type of guy has very strong boundaries. You could even say there's a big ball of china that's blocking him from being able to be vulnerable with anybody just haphazardly, okay? It's a decision that he's going to make, and he's not going to make that decision easily. This type of guy thinks with his head and not his heart. He is not the one who's just going to catch feelings, okay? If he has expressed feelings for you and towards you, okay, you know it's intentional. He done thought this thing through 1,000,001 times, and you have had to make sense for the program.
Yes, the lady said it, man. You see, this kind of content, I love when women say it. Because if we guys say it, it sounds like we are trying to make something up. Or we're trying to, as men, trying to run some game. But when a woman said it, she has done some homework. She's done some discovery. She has some understanding of men. And this is not for all men, let's just be honest. These are what I call the exceptional men. These are what I call the men who are about their business. You know, I also want to realize that there's only one thing I wanted to add to what you said. They don't have to have a lot of options. Because let's be honest, not all men have a lot of options. But something that can happen that you can create those options by how you live your life. Some women don't fall into their laps. But what falls into their laps is their purpose. So as they move their purpose forward, right, their life is so aligned that folks have to line up. And all of a sudden, they'll become a multiple choice. They have now a slew of women to choose from they were not able to do before. Because I listened to one of my brothers today, Brother So, when a man starts loving himself, when your purpose about you is aligned of who you are, you have no point that people start loving you. You are showing, you are giving out what is support. Once you start giving out that kind of energy, somebody has to say, there's something about that man, he kind of knows where he's going. He knows where his life is about. He understands what's happening to him. He understands his goals. She said something that was very powerful. She said, this kind of man overthink. I don't want to put myself on the pedestal, but I am a big overthinker. And I think most of these men, one of the things they think about, she's a woman, she gives you some high level stuff, is that how does that person fit into what I'm trying to do? Is she bringing, it's not a matter that they prioritize, not they have just to have boundaries, they've probably had low boundaries in the past that has burnt them. So they now know how to say, okay, this is no longer going to happen to me. So for those kind of women may even think they are cold, but they're not cold. They are learning from their mistakes. Now they have boundaries. And those boundaries are what will make, they've seen some successes, some results from their boundaries, so they're not just going to lower their boundaries just because you come along. So that's what I say. So that's why I'm talking about the exceptional man. They love themselves. When a man loves himself so much, it's like what my brother was saying today. They have an essence about them. There's something within them that is so powerful that they don't. I don't think they actually realize it. But they're so focused on where they're going, everything that anybody that wants to come to that purpose need to align with that purpose directly or indirectly. They're either contributing something to that relationship. If they are not, it's not going to work. And that's what I've seen a lot. I look at things now, even myself, is how if I add this person to my daily routine, that is 1 hour that I have to, that's one less, if that person there, that's one plus one more thing I have to do that I don't want to do because I have a whole lot of things lined up that I haven't done yet. So these are the exceptional men, and I don't think men don't want women. I really don't think they don't. It's not that they don't want women. They're thinking about the bigger picture. They're thinking about it. Okay, what is she bringing? What am I bringing? How does this fit in? Not just how does it fit in, how does it impact me in many ways? Does it just, and I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about mentally. I have a certain flow that I'm going in. With that person interrupt my flow. And those are the things that sometimes most women don't understand. They may think that this guy is just being mean, but I'm thinking about so many things. I did a video last time that when you want to deal with a woman, you're thinking 8 times ahead of what she's thinking. So once I say I want a relationship, what does that entail? That may entail me moving to a new house, or I have a house already. If you have children, I have to accommodate that. If that's possible, what are your childhood traumas? Can I actually handle it? It runs deeper than just saying that that the man is you just want to allow a woman in his space. So these are the men I call the exceptional men. These are the men who are thinking every item, every life item through. In this stage of my life, that's where I am. I want every line of my detail. There's no luxury of time, right? There's also no, in most cases, there are mistakes I could make before. There's no room for error. Especially forced errors, especially self-inflicted errors. There's no room for it. That's the reason why when this lady said this, I said, oh, she's onto something here. She seems she knows what she's talking about. But that's not in the here or there. Men need to understand, that women need to understand that not all men are just looking for the physical. There are some men that your physical, you hanging around will probably hinder, stop, or disrupt his flow. And that's what's going on these years. So there are categories. You can't lump us all together. You may be the finest chick and you're 8, 9, 10 and you're the smartest woman ever, and you think that because you are physically, aesthetically beautiful, everybody should just fall for the okie doke. It's possibly not. Because the man's looking at the bigger picture. He's looking at the other things he has to do. You know, so this lady was on point. I really like when ladies talk about this, when my sisters talk about this, because it's better coming from them than us. Anytime a man talks about a situation, or it's about him, or he's being selfish, no. We are thinking of how you are going to make our life easier. And it's a cross-border, and you're going to do the same. If you're in a relationship, you don't want anybody to make your life harder as it already is. So my brothers, my sisters, I want you to actually look at this very well. an understanding and know that you need this, you need to understand exceptional men. Those are the men who are not time wasters. Those are the men who, they don't mind hanging out with you. They don't mind being friends. They don't even mind talking to you. But when it comes to, they want a full-blown relationship, and if that relationship is actually not cross-pollinating for them, they are not going to actually pull the trigger. Because pulling the trigger, there's no going back from it. So I gotta be careful how I move, how I do different things. I have to understand that. And if I don't, I'm going to be in trouble. And that's the reason why most men don't want to actually commit at the particular moment, especially if they're on their purpose and they're on their mission. And just know about the mission is not just because, because I see a whole lot of men or women that says mission, 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 or purpose, purpose, purpose. Or what's about the purpose? Is he the only one trying to have purpose? No. Let me tell you, let me give you some secrets about men, sisters. Let me put you on game. Purpose keeps us alive as men. If we don't have that, we're done. There's nothing we're living for. It doesn't really matter. Have you seen men that have the whole money in their life, have everything that you think is deemed successful, but they're still extremely sad? You know why? On the way, they lost something that they can't really recover. And until they get that thing, life is not always worth living. So that's why I want to let you know. Please like, share, hit the notification bell for new content. This is the exceptional man. These are the kind of men, the caliber of men coming out now in 2023 and beyond that people are actually seeking for. They're not going to tell you they're exceptional men. They're not going to come and shout, please, everybody see me, I'm an exceptional man. They're not going to say that. You're just going to know, right? If you have any sense of discernment, if you have any sense of understanding of other people, even if you don't fully understand them, you know that this guy is different. It's all the way again, man. God bless you. Nuggets of wisdom. I'm out.